The average vinyl enthusiast waits 4 years before buying a real turntable. That's hundreds of hours listening that you'll never get back. Think about it. 2 listens a week for 4 years, all on a cheap turntable that's slowly chewing up your records. And here's what kills me. Most people don't even realize how bad their setup sounds until they hear what they've been missing. You can't unhear it, and you can't get those years back. Don't be that person. Don't let another year go by where your vinyl collection sounds worse than it should. While you're still waiting for some imaginary perfect setup, the Technics SL-50C turntable is delivering real audiophile sound for under $1,000. At $899.99, here's what separates the Technics SL-50C from every other turntable in this price range. It's using the exact same coreless direct drive motor that you'll find in models that cost $600 more. We're talking about a 12-pole, 9-coil, 3-phase brushless DC motor. The same one that's used in the SL-1500C and the legendary SL-1200 Mark VII. Now, why does this matter? Most turntables at this price point use belt drive systems. This is the conventional approach where a rubber belt connects the motor to the platter. This system is notoriously inconsistent. Belt-driven platters are prone to speed vibrations, noise from the belt itself, and the constant degradation of rubber that stretches and slips over time. Technics developed their direct drive system to solve exactly these problems. By using a motor to rotate the platter directly, they've achieved superior noise reduction and rotational performance that belt drives simply can't deliver. No belt means no speed wobble, no degradation, no maintenance, just consistent, reliable rotation. But Technics didn't stop there. Even direct drive motors can suffer from flaws, and in 2016, Technics released its coreless direct drive motor system, which combats the issue of cogging. Technics' coreless motor design eliminates the issue by removing the iron core and using stators instead. The result is superior speed stability and rock-solid platter rotation. The SL-50C features a 0.7-second startup. I mean, you saw that. That was pretty fast. That's over twice as fast as typical turntables, and it has a flutter rate at just 0.025%. Technics added digital motor control to the unit that detects and corrects rotation in real time. And during production, every single unit goes through calibration where the drive circuit and the motor reference voltage are measured, and if any issues are found, they're automatically corrected. So what does all of this engineering actually give you? It gives you an exceptional signal-to-noise ratio, more accurate sound reproduction than you would think would be possible at this price point. And most importantly of all, you're getting flagship technology without the flagship price tag. If you want the complete technical breakdown of every component in the SL-50C, I'm talking about circuit layout, bearing systems, all the engineering, the full deep dive, check out our full written review linked in the description below. The first time I unboxed the SL-50C, I was genuinely surprised by the weight. At nearly 16 pounds and roughly an inch smaller than Technics' previous entry-level models, this thing feels substantial, and I mean that in the best way possible. Technics made an interesting choice with the plinth. They went with MDF instead of their traditional die-cast aluminum chassis. So before you think, well, that's a downgrade, let me explain why it's actually genius. MDF, with its fine layered fibers, is actually non-resonant. It's heavy, dense, and it doesn't vibrate, and that's exactly what you want in a turntable. It kills unwanted resonance before it can color your sound. Now, physically, the SL-50C is refreshingly simple. It's perfect for the novice and the seasoned vet. If you compare it to the SL-1500C, this is a $1,500 Technics turntable that sits in the same premium class lineup, you'll notice what's not here. There's no automatic tone arm lift at the end of the record. The SL-50C is fully manual. Right here in the bottom left corner, you've got your on-off button, your start-stop button, and 3 buttons for 33, 45, and 78 RPMs. That's it. And honestly, for most vinyl listeners, that's really all you need. Technics stripped away the convenience features, the adjustments, the fancy DJ perks, and instead, they focused the budget entirely on engineering and performance. Talk about an intuitive user experience. Now, the turntable comes in 3 gorgeous finishes. Right here with me today, I've got the black finish, but you also have the option of a terracotta or a silk gray. Terracotta has been one of the most popular color finishes, but personally, I think that there's something super sleek and understated about the black. I mean, it's matte, but it's fingerprint resistant. I mean, what more could you ask for? So whichever one you do decide to get, it doesn't look like an entry-level turntable regardless of the finish. It looks like a serious piece of audio equipment. Now let's talk about the back panel. Connectivity is pretty straightforward, which is always a plus. You've got 2 pairs of RCA outputs, both a phono and a line level, depending on which mode you're using. Nestled in between is a phono line switch that lets you toggle between using the built-in phono EQ or bypassing it for an external preamp. There's also a dedicated ground terminal to eliminate any potential hum issues, and a detachable power cable allows you to upgrade that cable if you want down the road. The platter itself is die-cast aluminum with reinforced ribs, and the motor magnet is mounted directly to the turntable for reliable torque transmission. Now let's talk about the tone arm, because this is where things really get interesting. Technics redesigned their signature S-shaped aluminum tone arm for this model by adding a new base size that delivers the same high sensitivity but just at a lower height. So instead of typical gimbal suspension, they're using a plain bearing system with an ultra precision metal mold and high density PPS plastic for rigidity. This construction allows the cartridge to just simply glide through your record's grooves without any friction issues, and you get maximum tracking accuracy. To round out physical construction, Technics upgraded the insulators based on the proven design from the SL-1200 Mark VII turntable, and they optimized the rubber hardness to match the weight of this turntable. And the details from Technics just don't stop there. The SL-50C comes pre-installed with an Ortofon 2M red cartridge. We're huge fans of Ortofon cartridges here at Moon Audio. We carry them, so if you're ever interested in upgrading, we have a few. We love them because they're so dang easy to install. I'm serious. You know how the pizza man guarantees you 30 minutes or less? Well, when I tell you that it takes less than 10 minutes to remove the old cartridge and install a new one, that's a promise that I'm willing to keep. You also get a removable head shell, an EP record adapter, obviously your power cable, a Phono Earth lead cable, and a dust cover to protect your investment. The bottom line here, you're getting professional grade components, thoughtful engineering, and premium build quality at $899. Plus, it's roughly an inch smaller than previous models. It'll fit on bookshelves, mantles, or small side tables without dominating your space. But here's something worth considering while we're talking about build quality and signal path: the audio cables you're going to be using with this unit. At Moon Audio, we handcraft Dragon audio cables to match the quality of premium audio gear like Technics turntables. If you're connecting to an external Phono preamp, pair it with our Black Dragon Phono cable. And if you're using the built-in Phono EQ straight to an amplifier, go with our Blue Dragon interconnect cable. Both of these cables are made with the highest purity UPOCC conductors void of impurities and optimized for signal transfer. Don't let a $30 stock cable be the bottleneck in your audio system. If it wasn't clear already, here's where the SL-50C absolutely destroys the competition. It's truly ready to play right out of the box. Most turntables in this price range, or even higher for that matter, force you to make additional purchases. You need a separate Phono preamp, which can run anywhere from $200 to upward of $1,000 more. You need to buy and install your own cartridge, which means aligning it, setting the tracking force, adjusting the anti-skate, it's a whole process. For someone just getting into vinyl, that's intimidating and expensive. But Technics said, no, we're giving you everything you need. The pre-installed Ortofon cartridge we talked about earlier delivers an open, dynamic sound with an elliptical stylus that just tracks everything beautifully. And let's talk about what the turntable actually sounds like, because this matters. Technics turntables are known for a signature that emphasizes precision, neutrality, and stability rather than adding warmth or coloration. Their goal is the same as ours, to get you as close to the original recording as possible. The playback is clean, dynamically solid, and accurate. When I tested it with the Beatles rubber sole, I was genuinely impressed. I mean, there was a beautiful sense of space that just allowed every instrument to breathe and exist. The dynamics, from those gentle whispers to those explosive choruses, were superb as well. When paired with high-quality speakers, the SL-50C delivers clarity, depth, and dynamics that make it worth every penny of that $900 price tag. But here's the real game changer. The SL-50C has a built-in phono equalizer with a switchable output. That means that you can connect this turntable directly to any music system or amplifier without necessarily needing to have a dedicated phono input. Just flip the switch on the back to line, plug in your RCA cables, and you're playing records. It's truly that simple. Now, if you already have an external phono preamp or you want to upgrade to one down the line, no problem. Just switch it over to phono, connect it to your preamp, and you're good to go. By building the phono EQ directly into the turntable, Technics minimize that signal path from the cartridge, which eliminates external noise that can creep in with long cable runs. It's smarter engineering, plain and simple. The setup is also incredibly intuitive. You place your record on the platter, you press your selected speed, hit start, lift the tone arm, place it on the record, and you're listening to music. And when you're done, just close that included dust cover I showed earlier, turn it off. Well, I guess you would turn it off before you close it, but you get my drift. You know, there's no complicated calibration, there's no confusing adjustments, there's no wondering if you did something wrong. For years, vinyl newcomers had only two options. You either buy that sub $300 all-in-one turntable that comes from companies like Victrola or Crosley. A lot of times they're built in with Bluetooth, you know, you're all-in-one, or you want to save up for that Mac Daddy top of the line that cost over $2,000. As someone who personally enjoys vinyl listening, but also isn't made of money, I had to be realistic about my budget. And I just accepted the fact that my dream turntable was probably going to have to wait until I could afford what I truly wanted. Well, the SL-50C changed that entirely. It's an audiophile grade turntable that's engineered and manufactured by arguably the masters of hi-fi turntables. They set that direct drive standard in the 70s and it stood the test of time ever since. And now you get a turntable that's available to you for under $1,000. If you're just starting your vinyl journey, then this is a no-brainer. You're getting everything you need, nothing you don't, and sound quality that will make you fall in love with your record collection all over again. The Technics SL-50C turntable proves that you don't have to choose between cheap compromises and $1,000 dreams anymore. Real audiophile engineering is finally accessible at $900. This is the turntable that should have existed a decade ago. Flagship cordless direct drive motor, pre-installed premium cartridge, built-in phono EQ, everything you need to start listening immediately is right here. No hidden cost, no intimidating setup. If you're new to vinyl, this is where you begin. If you're upgrading from a belt drive, this is your next move. If you've been waiting for the right moment to invest without spending $2,000, that moment is right now. Need I say more? The SL-50C isn't a starter turntable that you outgrow in 2 years. It's a legit audiophile deck that will serve you for decades. And if you're wondering what makes Technics turntables so legendary in the first place, I sat down with Bill Voss, Technics Business Development Manager, and he walked me through exactly why Technics became the industry standard decades ago and how they're still leading today. That video is linked right here. Trust me, after hearing Bill's insights, you'll understand why the SL-50C is such a big deal at this price point. Check it out now.